On the streets of Madrid, a garbage man with a tired face works tirelessly, ignored by the society around him. But on a cold morning, a high-class woman humiliates him publicly with cruel words. He lowers his head, but in his eyes, a flame of determination ignites. Years later, fate would bring a twist that no one would ever expect. The story begins with Sergio, a humble man who works as a garbage man on the streets of Madrid. He is an honest man, dedicated to his work, but life has never been easy. Raised in a poor neighborhood, he supported his family with the little he earned. Despite the difficulties, Sergio always believed that work dignifies a man. But on a winter morning, something would change his view of the world. Sergio is in front of a large mansion in the city's most noble neighborhood, collecting trash, when a rich woman, Catalina, comes out of her house, wearing designer clothes and flaunting her luxurious lifestyle. She looks at Sergio with disdain and says, "Catalina, you smell like trash, and how can you stand living like that? How?" Sergio swallows hard, lowers his head and continues his work. But inside him, something breaks. Catalina's words keep echoing in his mind. Sergio thinking, "One day I will prove that no one deserves to be treated like that." Catalina's words echo in Sergio's mind for weeks. He tries to follow his routine, but the public humiliation hurts him deeply. At home, he confides in his wife, Maria, who has always been his support. "Sergio, today was worse than any other day. That woman, she treated me like I was nothing, Maria. Maria, you are much more than that, Sergio. You have something she will never have, dignity." Those words touch deep in Sergio's heart, but he cannot erase the humiliation he suffered. Every morning while collecting trash in wealthy neighborhoods, he wonders if his life will always be like this. An opportunity, however, arises unexpectedly when a longtime friend, Javier, tells him about a waste management and recycling course. Javier is a simple but visionary person who believes in the power of recycling to transform the world. Javier says, "Sergio, you know more about garbage than anyone. Why not try something bigger? I've seen opportunities in recycling. Rich people would pay well to get rid of their trash sustainably." Sergio hesitates. He has no education, and the fear of failure paralyzes him. But at the same time, Javier's idea plants a seed in his mind. Sergio says, "But who would take me seriously, Javier? I'm just a garbage man." Javier says, "Exactly. You know the industry like no one else. It's time to change the way they look at you." Sergio's internal tension increases. He feels the weight of the humiliation he suffered, but at the same time, he starts to see a glimpse of an opportunity for change. Will he have the courage to take a risk? After much reflection, Sergio decides to take a risk. He invests his savings in the waste management course that Javier recommended. The classes are difficult, and he struggles to keep up with the concepts of management and sustainability. But his determination grows every day. He begins to dream of something bigger, his own recycling company, capable of changing people's view of garbage. One morning, while collecting trash, Sergio sees an opportunity. A large charity event is being organized in the wealthy neighborhood where Catalina lives. He notices that there is a huge amount of waste generated and proposes to the event organizer a collection and recycling service to reduce the environmental impact. Reluctant at first, the organizers agree, thinking they have nothing to lose. Organizer says, "Let's try, but if you fail, there won't be a second chance." This is the opportunity Sergio was waiting for, and he gives it his all. He coordinates the collection, sorting, and forwarding of the waste to recycling centers. By the end of the event, the feedback is extremely positive, and Sergio's reputation starts to change. Rich people now see in him not just the garbage man, but someone with an innovative vision. However, the biggest shock comes when Catalina, the same woman who humiliated him, sees him coordinating the operation at the event. Catalina, surprised, "You, the garbage man? How?" Sergio, calm but firm, "I was never just a garbage man, ma'am. I always knew that someone's trash can be another's opportunity. This turn of events shakes Catalina, but she does not respond. For the first time, Sergio feels that the power is no longer in her hands. Sergio's life begins to take a different direction, but new challenges and a big decision are coming. With the success of the event, Sergio starts to be sought out by other organizers who want a sustainable waste management service. He realizes that he is on the right track, but needs to structure his idea. With the support of Javier and his wife Maria, he formalizes the recycling company, naming it EcoVision. The difficulties, however, continue. The initial investment is low, and Sergio faces great resistance from traditional waste collection companies. They see him as a threat and try to sabotage him by offering lower prices to attract his customers. But Sergio is not discouraged. Maria says, "Let's keep going, Sergio. People are seeing the difference you make. It's not just money that matters." He spends sleepless nights studying new recycling technologies and ways to reduce costs without compromising quality. Gradually, the name EcoVision begins to spread throughout Madrid. Sergio and his small but dedicated team work tirelessly. An emotional turning point happens when he receives an unexpected phone call. Catalina, the same woman who humiliated him, wants to hire his services for a large charity event. She, now aware of the positive impact of recycling, wants to associate her image with sustainability. Catalina says, "Sergio, I would like to talk about the event I'm organizing. We need a reliable recycling service, and I know you can deliver that." Sergio reflects for a moment. The feeling of humiliation is still fresh in his memory, but now he has the chance to show how much he has grown. Without hesitation, he responds firmly. Sergio says, "I will accept, Catalina, but I expect you to treat me with the respect that any professional deserves." Catalina says, Of course, I was wrong in the past, Sergio. I didn't know who you really were." Sergio realizes that this is the true victory, not just proving his worth to others, but also proving it to himself. Catalina's large charity event is one of the biggest of the season in Madrid, and all the city's elite will be present. Sergio and his company, EcoVision, are hired to handle all the waste management. Despite the tension of working for the woman who humiliated him, Sergio keeps his focus and professionalism. On the day of the event, everything goes perfectly. Sergio's team works with precision, ensuring that the collection and recycling of materials are done efficiently. He observes the work with silent pride. What was once a simple survival task has now become a mission with impact. During the event, Sergio receives many compliments. Influential people start to realize that he is no longer the man they ignored on the streets. He is a respected businessman who made his name honestly and through hard work. By the end of the night, Catalina approaches Sergio, now visibly nervous. Catalina says, "Sergio, I wanted to apologize. I was arrogant and I didn't see beyond my own bubble. You built something amazing. I admire what you did." Sergio takes a deep breath, thinking about everything he went through, from Catalina's cruel words to his struggle to establish himself in the market. He looks at her and responds calmly. Sergio says, "What you said years ago hurt me, but it also gave me strength. I didn't need your approval, Catalina. I just needed to believe in myself." Catalina lowers her head, touched by Sergio's sincerity, while he steps away to continue his work. This was his true victory, not the money, but the recognition and respect he built for himself. The tension reaches its peak, but Sergio is no longer the same man who was humiliated. He now walks toward success with his head held high, leaving the past behind. With the success of Catalina's event, Sergio's name and his company, EcoVision, spread even further. Large corporations begin to hire him to manage their waste sustainably, and he becomes seen as a pioneer in the recycling field in Madrid. At home, Maria watches her husband's growth with pride, remembering all the difficult moments they faced together. Maria says, "You did it, Sergio. Everything we dreamed of is happening now." Sergio says, "We did it, Maria. Without you, I would never have had the courage to continue." Sergio's company grows, and he begins to employ people from underprivileged communities, offering opportunities to others who, like him, faced prejudice and life's difficulties. His story of overcoming adversity inspires many, and the man who was once humiliated for his work is now acclaimed as an example of determination and success. In a moment of reflection, Sergio passes in front of Catalina's mansion where it all began. He looks at the large house, remembering the harsh words he heard years ago. But now, instead of anger, he feels peace. Sergio thinking, "True success is the respect we gain for being who we are, not by what others think of us." Years have passed, and Sergio is now the owner of one of the largest recycling companies in Spain. Ecovision has expanded its operations to other cities, transforming the way the country handles waste and sustainability. He has become a model of responsible entrepreneurship, frequently invited to speak at conferences on business and the environment. One day, while walking through the streets of Madrid, he is approached by a young trash collector. A young man says, "Mr. Sergio, I heard about your story. You inspire me a lot. Sometimes I feel invisible here, but your journey gives me hope that one day things can be different." Sergio smiles, remembering his own days as a trash collector, with distant dreams and a feeling of invisibility. He places his hand on the young man's shoulder. Sergio says, "Believe in yourself. The only person who can stop you from achieving what you want is you. Never let anyone make you feel less than you are." As he walks away, Sergio reflects on the long journey he has traveled. He has not only achieved financial success, but also impacted the lives of many people. And deep down, he knows that true change starts with confidence in oneself and the strength of one's own choices. The trash that once was seen as a problem has turned into his greatest opportunity, and he will never forget where he came from. This was Sergio's emotional journey, a story of overcoming and success that shows how self-respect and determination can transform lives.